9 mistakes made by editors. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Creating, editing, and producing a film is not as easy as we think, yet it needs a high rate of collaborative work for the film to be done smooth and clean. So that's why in filmmaking it consists of numerous assistant directors, script supervisors, and many other staff in position to decrease the rate of failure and to lessen the risk of mistakes in making the film. Despite collaborating with the team to assist the filmmaking and to report the unnecessary occurrence, it is not impossible that some could slip through the cracks, and consequently, some individuals can easily detect those failures or those mistakes during the film. So now I'm sure that some of you have an idea of what our topic for this video will be. Yep, you are right. This time, we will be discussing some of the errors that are found within a film. We will be revealing some mistakes and cracks that have slipped in between whilst filming the movie. Some of you might have observed these errors a long time ago, while some of you may not have. So it is time to sit back, grab some tea, and listen while we reveal to you the 9 mistakes made by editors. Number 9. Teen Wolf, the pants mishap. It's the end of the film. The Teen Wolf himself, Scott Howard, has just won the basketball game and the whole auditorium is in an uproar. People in the stands are embracing and cheering, and a feel-good "You Did It" song is playing. However, something is amiss up in the bleachers. In the top left corner, an extra is seen with their pants down briefly before quickly pulling them up. But the damage is done. The scene is notorious throughout the internet and has even been parodied on one of Family Guy's Star Wars specials. The general misconception here is that the extra is trying to flash the world for their 15 seconds of fame. But there is definitely no indecent exposure here. Upon close inspection, all you can see is a bit of underwear. So modest, in fact. It's so hard to say whether the person knew their pants were undone until it was too late. Number 8. Clueless, teleporting mirror. Alicia Silverstone's Cher Horowitz goes down in 1990s teen flick history as one of the most memorable female protagonists. Though shallow, oblivious, and over the top, Cher balances out her stereotypical rich girl qualities with a desire to bring happiness to the people around her, even if she is completely misguided about it. In one scene from Clueless, Cher is attempting to pass her driving license test. She fails miserably, giving her passenger seat instructor a white-knuckle ride as she rampages through Beverly Hills in her Jeep. At one point, she whizzes by a parked car, scraping up the side of her Jeep against the vehicle as she goes. In the shot, you can clearly see Cher's passenger side mirror fly off in the impact. Moments later, as the Jeep comes to a stop around the corner, the side mirror is back in place. It's either some puzzling sleight of hand or an editing mistake overlooked by the film crew. Number 7. Pretty Woman, croissant turns to pancake. This error occurs during a morning after breakfast scene with Vivian and Edward in Pretty Woman. They're sitting at a table discussing what he does for a living. At the beginning of the exchange, we see Vivian eating a croissant. Inexplicably, it turns to a pancake in the next shot before turning back into a croissant near the end. It would be plausible to dismiss this as Vivian merely choosing to start eating a pancake instead, except that the pancake already had a bite in it, as if she had just bitten off a piece in the previous moment. As well, the shift between shots is too quick to legitimately dismiss it as her simply picking up and putting down the differing food items. She holds them both casually, and she's never shown mid-motion. Furthermore, she takes a second bite of the pancake twice. A bonus continuity error in this scene, Edward unfolds the paper at the beginning in the wide shot, and then repeats the action in the mid-shot directly following. Number 6. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, shirt changes during sleep. In the 5th Harry Potter installment, Harry is fighting an internal battle with Lord Voldemort, who has forged a connection directly into his mind. Throughout the film, Harry experiences nightmares where he's living out Lord Voldemort's memories, either realistically or artificially, as manipulated by you-know-who. The error in question occurs after a tense encounter with a fellow Gryffindor student. Harry goes to sleep and begins to have a nightmare about the Department of Mysteries. As he tosses and turns, living out the horrifying visual, it is clear Harry is wearing a short-sleeved t-shirt. When he finally wakes up, he's suddenly changed into a darker Henley shirt. This error results from another dream Harry has later on in the film, where he is in fact wearing the Henley shirt during his nightmare. Number 5. American Pie, different colored cups. This particularly memorable scene from the first American Pie movie is remembered less for this continuity error, and more for the fact that Stifler unknowingly ends up drinking a beer mixed with sperm. Before this incident, Stifler is making the moves on a girl in the upstairs bedroom during a house party. Stifler ends up handing her the aforementioned beer, and it's obvious that the cup is clear. As they talk, the shot changes to one where the top half of the cup is visible, except this time it's a solid blue cup. At the end of the scene, the cup changes back to clear. It's only in that one moment that the slip-up occurs, but it's enough to cause some eagle-eyed viewers to scratch their heads. Number 4. Gladiator, gas tank from the future. A period piece on a scale such as Gladiator, even with a $103 million budget and a director like Ridley Scott at the helm, is bound to have errors in editing, particularly when there is such a high risk of unwittingly revealing anachronisms. Such is the case during the Battle of Carthage scene. This is Maximus's first battle won in the Colosseum, so it's a big moment in terms of plot development. The stakes are high, the energy is up, and the potential for error is met. When a chariot slides sideways, a blanket flies up to reveal a gas canister underneath. As far as history is concerned, there's still a millennia or so before that kind of invention would come into vogue. Number 3. Pulp Fiction bullet holes. Like any good Tarantino film, there is violence and gunfire peppered throughout Pulp Fiction, meaning there is the potential for errors, audio/visual synchronicity, corralling the behavior of extras, which can go hilariously wrong, and continuity mishaps. This most glaring oversight is during the shootout prior to the miracle speech given by Jules. Jules and Vincent are shot at by a gunman until he runs out of bullets. Amazingly, they are unscathed. All the bullets have dislodged in the wall behind. However, the bullet holes behind the two were already present in the wall in the previous shot. It's unlikely that another gunman shot against that wall in the recent past of the movie, and even if that were the case, where are the additional bullet holes from this occurrence? Number 2. Die Another Day. Magically healing wounds. Though it's certainly not considered one of the best Bond films in the franchise, one would at least hope the filmmakers would put the effort into remedying any glaringly obvious errors in Die Another Day. Unfortunately, this rather large one slipped by unnoticed, leading up to the conclusion Bond girl/NSA agent Jinx duels with and ultimately comes out victorious against double agent Miranda Frost, but not without sustaining a pretty major injury. She is cut across the stomach, deeply enough to potentially scar, and certainly deep enough to take time intending to heal. Strangely, in the next scene, Bond and Jinx share an intimate moment where Jinx's stomach is revealed perfectly healed, without even a sign of a previous injury. And for number 1, we have Braveheart, white car in the Highlands. Like Gladiator, Mel Gibson's Braveheart has an increased likelihood of error due to its historical setting. For the die-hard fan, Braveheart contains a plethora of goofs and editing mistakes in its lengthy 3-hour runtime. One particular editing error is the appearance of a white car in a ferocious and pivotal battle scene. As the enemy charges toward William Wallace and his Scottish clansmen, there is a flash of a white vehicle in the bottom left corner of the frame. How this went unnoticed as a potential problem by the filmmakers is anyone's guess. It certainly didn't affect the intensity of the battling soldiers, but to the viewer with an eye for detail, it's a strange distraction amidst the kilts and simple rolling hills. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun watching this video. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it, it would help out so much, and subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out on any other content. And as always, have a nice day.